Welcome back, and with us live over the phone is Her Excellency Ambassador Mona Omar, former Assistant Foreign Minister, Foreign Affairs for Africa. Good morning, Your Excellency. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning, dear. Good morning.
We're talking about the invitation of the BRICS for Egypt's membership as of January 1st of the year 2024. How do you read that very important piece of news?
I see that this is, as you said, is a very, very important piece of news. It's a very important move for Egypt. We applied in June to join the BRICS. And before that, as you know, we joined also the bank, the development bank of the BRICS, because we realized the importance of this international and very important emerging market countries community. It is a very important one, and it will be very useful and full of benefits for Egypt. This community represents about 30% of the volume of the international economy. So you can realize how important it is. Also, it is including about 43% of the world population, and it is 26% of the surface of the world. So you can realize the importance of this community. It will have many benefits for Egypt, and if you want, we can talk about this.
Right, but first, before we delve into the benefits, which is of more importance, of course, we need to take a comprehensive look over the benefits. But let's first talk about the confidence of the members of BRICS in Egypt and the new members. I mean, does that reflect great confidence of the members so that they could invite Egypt and Saudi Arabia and other countries, the new members, to participate? I mean, let's focus over the concept of confidence.
Yes, it is a reflection of the confidence that is posed on Egypt in general, based on its economy, because the prospects are that Egypt's economy will improve in the coming years. So they are not taking a decision without really analyzing the strength of the Egyptian economy and the Egyptian state. And you can see that they only chose the 6 countries that they chose. One of them is Saudi Arabia, which is the largest petrol exporter in the whole world, Emirates as well, the 3 Arab countries that are representing the whole Arab world. I have to say that they had application from about 40 countries, and they chose only these 6 countries. As you said, this is a reflection of the confidence in Egypt and its leadership and its economy.
Right. Let's get into the benefits, Your Excellency. Of course, Egypt's will start its membership by January 1st of the year 2024, and this is going to have its implication over investment, over exchange economies, over projects and economic reform plan and everything. So how is that going to reflect on Egypt?
Let us say that BRICS is an important source of foreign direct investment in key areas such as mining, automotive, transportation, clean energy, finance, services, IT. All of this lead to job creation and trade and mutual investment. So from this, you can really understand the importance for the Egyptian economy in creating jobs, in the trade, in the mutual investment, all of this. Also, it is a way of expanding the political and financial ties with the non-Western countries and trading using local currency. And this is a very important point for the BRICS. They talked a lot about it. about the dollarization and the way to increase the use of local currencies in trade. So, first of all, you know that Egypt faces a critical shortage of U.S. dollars. When we start using the local currencies for trade, and especially in the commodities that are needed in Egypt, we understand the importance of such a community, of such an organization. Also, we can attract new investment. Already investments from BRICS nations in Egypt surged from $610.9 million to $891.2 million last year, about 49% increase. So we are aiming for more than that. Number three, it will also, we are seeking the support of the BRICS Development Bank as maybe a substitute to the World Bank with the harsh measures that are imposed from the World Bank. And also this is an important point. As I said before, boosting mutual trade ties. We are going to secure the strategic commodities, the wheat, the rice. Egypt is expected to import about 12 million tons of wheat in 2023-2024. Also, this is the BRICS. It's an inclusive, multilateral, and upholding. They called for upholding of international law. The statement that was made by the end of the meeting covered so many issues. One of them is that we are refusing to have one polar system in the international community. And this is also very important. We are, as Egypt, we are looking for the expansion of the Security Council to include more African countries and to have multipolar system in the world. So we are agreeing with the BRICS in their purpose of the multilateralism in the whole world. We are talking also about, when I looked at the statement of the BRICS, it was covering all major issues in the world. They talked about the peace and security, and the peace and security, they talked about problems in Africa, they talked about Sudan, they talked about Libya, they talked about Niger, and they talked also about problems in the Middle East, like Syria, like the problem of Iran and Saudi Arabia and Yemen. And so they are covering many of the political issues in the whole world. They are not only dealing with economic issues, which is very important because this is a development for the BRICS. Before that, they were only concentrating on economic issues. So they are now fostering like an environment of peace and development. They are seeking the partnership for mutually accelerated growth. And in this regard, they are talking more about the growing markets and developing countries, and they are aiming at really supporting these markets. Egypt is supposed to be one of them, so we have prospects of new developments for our economy as well in this regard. They are seeking the partnership for sustainable development, and also they would like to deepen the people-to-people exchanges and the institutional development. I think if they are covering this array of issues, it is a very important community or organization.
Right. We need also to talk about tackle two focal points. Very important. You talked about mutual benefits. This is one thing we need to discuss. And another thing which is also the choice, the criteria of choosing the new members. I mean, talk to us about how the main members of the BRICS look forward to choose the new members on what foundation. Let's first talk about this.
The criteria is mainly based about that all the members, the actual members of the BRICS agree on the same country. This is very important. So they are all agreeing on Egypt as a new member. And the criteria for choosing Egypt is that its economy is really growing and developing, and there are prospects for Egypt's more development. So it's the confidence in the economy of the country, the realization that this country is only going for peace and security and development, and that we are not really a nation that goes to war with its neighbors or other countries. So these two criteria are very important, and then we have to get the approval of all the members of the actual members of the BRICS.
That is one thing. Also, talking about the mutual benefits, I mean, we talked about the benefits that are going to be impacted over Egypt once it is becoming a member of the BRICS. Probably also the original members, they're looking forward to some benefits of their own, otherwise they wouldn't have asked for new members.
For sure, expanding the membership of the BRICS is of benefit for all its actual members. This is very important. We would like really to also to talk about the strategic position of Egypt in the Middle East and in Africa. We are considered as the port to African countries and to African markets. And with a new African free trade area in Egypt, in Africa, I think this will facilitate the access of all the BRICS member countries to the African markets. Actually, the Egyptian market in itself is a huge market, 120 million, about 120 million, is very attracting for any other economy, for trade, for investment. So all of this is bringing really a lot of benefit to the BRICS itself.
Right. Also, another important point is that how is that going to change the power balance, the economic power balance in the near future? Once this coalition is formed, let me not call it a coalition, but new members are being added to that very important economic entity, and more economic expansion, more economic partnerships and projects, and mutual exchange, investment programs and all that. How is that going to be impacted on replacement of some investing companies which were not members in the BRICS, and they were investing in the African market and in the Middle East? Now they are going to be replaced by Egypt and Saudi Arabia and UAE and other new members and members of the BRIC. How is that going to change the economic map?
I hope it changed the economic map because it will take some time. It's not as easy as that, but at least to start with, as I mentioned before, it will facilitate some kind of the trade exchanges between developing countries that have problems. We as Egypt, we were facing a shortage of dollars. So if we are using the local currency, this will help really in will help us in facing this shortage of dollar. And also it will help really not to be, what can I say, I mean, for us, it's not anymore, will not be anymore the dollar that will be that important, and the Western influence will not be the same. And this will bring more equity in the whole world. I think this is very important. It will reflect on the peace in the whole world.
Right. On that note, Ambassador, Your Excellency, Ambassador Mona Omar, former Assistant Foreign Minister, Foreign Affairs for Africa, I would like to thank you so much talking to The Breakfast Show, and you have a beautiful day. And we're going to go to a short break, and we'll come to continue The Breakfast Show, so stay with us.